Hey everyone, Matt from Colossum Books here. I wanted to make a really super quick video talking about kind of my goals for 2025 when it comes to reading. This last year, 2024, has been my best year of reading for sure, by far. It wasn't the year that I read the most books, but it's my most fulfilling year of reading so far. And part of that is because of this channel. I would have been reading either way, but having the motivation to kind of talk about it with you guys and discussing these books with you guys in the comments has been awesome. I've been really loving it, and I'm wrapping up my first year of BookTube, and I'll do a bigger reflection video on my first year of BookTube, but it has not gone how I expected at all, but in a good way. When I started my channel, it was kind of like on a whim. I kind of just pick up the camera and I got a big stack of books that I just recently purchased, and I just kind of want to talk about them. And then it turned into something that I never would have expected. Like, we're closing in on 3,000 subscribers, which is just, I can't even really wrap my head around it. I didn't think anyone would ever find this channel. And really, I kind of started it as a kind of an opportunity to just speak into the void about the books I've been reading and I've been excited about. And it turns out the void started to speak back to me. So really, like, the community and the BookTube community for sure, and all of you who are commenting on my videos, they really do, like, I can't tell you like how much they make my day. I love reading the comments. I try my best to respond to all of them. With everything going on in my life right now, it is tough, but I promise to read all of them. And I do appreciate all of them. Without you guys, I don't know, this reading experience I've had this year wouldn't be as fulfilling. So I just want to say thanks so much. But I'll do a bigger thanks. I'll do a bigger thanks on my year-end video. But we're getting to the late December. I'm going home for Christmas. I can't wait. I can't wait to go back to New York and see my family. See a couple of friends out there too. I've been looking forward to it. And this last month of work has been super brutal, but I wrapped everything up. Everything is done. I get to go home and enjoy, see my old dog, see my family, hang out on Christmas. I love Christmas time. I'm blessed to have such an amazing, wonderful family, and I look forward to Christmas time every year because we all get to hang out with each other and spend time together and eat some delicious Italian food. As we wrap up the year, I wanted to talk to y'all about my goals for 2025 when it comes to reading. Reading is something that is just, at this point in my life, I can't imagine not dedicating a significant chunk of my free time to. It's just such a fulfilling experience, and connecting with people over it, and reading it and bringing things back to my life, having a conversation through the text with the author. It's such a fulfilling experience, and it's something I want to continually foster. And these last 2 years for me in particular have been really fulfilling years of reading. And I've started to kind of come into my own as far as what kind of literature I prefer, what I get out of reading, and what kind of, I guess what I'm looking for in a book. With that in mind, you all know that I usually for the year, I will pretty strictly plan out my big reading projects, and I did that this year too. And this is probably my most ambitious year of reading yet, or at least plans for reading yet. I have a couple of books I've always wanted to read in here, and not particularly easy books, but some of them I'll be doing with my cousin, and I'm part of our book club buddy read thing that we do, and part of it is just for myself. So I have 5 books that are going to be like reading projects. So you like how I did Infinite Jest, like I would read a bunch, I would take notes, spend a lot of time with every page and really close read the text. I have 5 books this year that I'm planning to do that with. They're here. I'm gonna go over them with you. But first I wanna talk about some really general reading goals. I wrote them down because I'm using my phone to record. Okay, so my first reading goal is kind of corny, whatever. My first reading goal is just to continue to enjoy reading. One of my fears when I made this channel, or at least when I started putting a little bit more effort into the channel, was that reading was gonna seem a little bit like a chore, or like making these videos was gonna seem like a chore. Thankfully, I have had no such experience. I'm trying to make these videos just off the cuff and as genuine as I possibly can. I don't really script anything, or I'll write like what I like about books in my book reviews, but I don't try to like script anything. And I think that kind of takes a lot of the pressure off from me. And so I just end up kind of like speaking my mind in front of the camera, which I think most of you guys are here for the most part anyway. I could be wrong though. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making the videos and you guys seem to like them, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna change anything up. But yeah, that was one of my fears. What was I saying? Yeah, that's one of my fears, is that I would end up putting too much pressure on myself with this YouTube thing and this reading thing. But I haven't found that experience. I've been really enjoying it so far. Trying to keep the videos how they are, trying to just be myself and talk like the way I think about these videos is I try to like speak to the camera as if it's like one of my good friends who asked me about a book I'm reading. So I'm gonna try to keep that up. And I think because I've been doing it that way, a lot of the pressure has been relieved. So that's goal number 1. Keep enjoying reading, keep enjoying making these videos. And if that stops, then we'll have to reevaluate something. But so far, so good. The second goal I made is a number goal, actually. This year I'm on pace to read 18 or 19 books. And my goal for next year is 20 books, which maybe for a booktuber seems a bit meager. But I read slow. I'm okay with being a slow reader. I enjoy the pace that I read at. Some people can get more of the book and read faster than I can. That's not the case with me. I have to really sit with it and take a long time. And, when it was like Infinite Jest, I was reading like maybe a page every 4 minutes, so like an hour long reading binge would be like 15 pages, at most. So my goal is 20 books, 20 fulfilling books that I enjoy. And whatever. If I get a little bit more than that, a little bit less than that, it's fine. That's just a goal that I have. I know I'm a slow reader. I like reading slow. I am jealous of the people who in their year-end book reps, like I read 85 books this year. And then like they also have like brilliant commentary on other books. I'm very jealous of that, but that's just not me. I'm slow. I know this about myself, and if anything, I can say that I am self-aware. So 20 books is my goal for the end of the year. The next goal that I have is what I've been doing lately is I get up really early every day. We get up around, I guess not really early compared to some people. I get around 6, get up around 6 in the morning, even though I don't have to be to work till like 9 or 10. Sometimes because the cats need to be fed, but really it's just kind of like when my body is like, okay, time to get started. And what I've been doing is I'll like make food, I'll make lunch for the rest of the day, I'll clean up around the apartment a little bit, but I've been spending an hour to an hour and a half every morning reading. And I've been doing this pretty much since I moved here to Nashville. And it's been amazing. It's just been, I look forward to it every single day and I really love it. So my goal this year is to do that 3 times a week. So 3 work days out of the week, spend at least an hour reading before work, which I think is doable. I was doing it 3 or 4 times without this goal before. So hopefully I can make it a habit and keep enjoying it. And usually at the end of the day, like in the morning is when I read like the heavier text, and at the end of the day, I kind of like just read whatever. And hopefully I can keep that up. I think that'd be great. I think that would be really efficient for my reading. And I like reading in the beginning of the day with a cup of coffee, and then like just chewing on what I read throughout the rest of the day, and just kind of letting it stir up in my brain, let my brain kind of, let it marinate with my brain and see whatever my brain cooks up, you know? Goal number 3 is a bit more like loose, if that's the word, a bit less concrete. Why did I say concrete? A bit less concrete. Okay, now I'm fucking myself up. It's a little bit more nebulous. My goal is to find some nonfiction I enjoy reading. I feel like I'm missing out on a whole bunch of literature by reading only fiction. The reason why, and this was in my BookTube welcome newbie video, why I read only fiction now is because by trade I have to read basically like, it's basically nonfiction. I read like academic papers for a couple hours every single day just to stay on top of the literature, and my brain doesn't really have much more space for, I don't know, like more facts and information. You know, it's easier for me to take in the story. It's easier for me to find meaning and something important for me out of a story than it is like a non-fiction book, you know, just because I'm kind of flooding my head with nonfiction every single day, you know. So I would really like to find some nonfiction I really enjoy. I'm thinking about either, maybe this is just me getting older, but I'm thinking about exploring some philosophy or exploring some history. I have, where is it? I think it's behind me. I have that Bertrand Russell book, A History of Western Philosophy, that my uncle really recommends to me. I might give that a shot, but I'm gonna probably avoid science, just because, you know, I mean, you guys know, it's already, I mean, I love science very, very much, but, you know, my brain can only fit so much of it in my head. Philosophy has been pretty interesting, or calling to me lately. I might like the idea of reading philosophy more than I actually like the practice of reading philosophy, but we'll see. I'll give it a shot, you know, and if you have any recommendations in the comments, please let me know. Whatever, so my goal is to find some nonfiction that I enjoy reading. Okay, so those are the 3 big goals, and now I want to talk about kind of my reading schedule, or the books I'm going to read throughout the rest of the year. So the first big reading project I'm starting on January 1st, and it'll be probably one of the more intense ones in the whole year, but I can't wait. I've been itching to get into an intense book that I can spend all my time on, and that is yes, Mobus Dickinson. This is my dad's favorite book. In fact, for Christmas, we got him like a fancy, like leather-bound copy of Moby Dick. And I told myself I was gonna read it by the time I'm 30. I'm 30 now, so I didn't make it, but I can read it before I turn 31, and I'll consider that a win. You know, Moby Dick is, like Herman Melville in this book in particular, is such an inspiration to all of my favorite authors. I have read the first couple of chapters of this book over and over and over again because I loved them. His voice, Herman Melville's voice in this book, is just so personable. I found for me, it was really easy to connect with. I know that a lot of it is about whales, which is cool. I fuck with whales, whatever, you know? I'm hoping this takes me to like the end of February, beginning of March. I'm hoping not to spend more than like 8 weeks to 10 weeks on this book, but whatever. If it does, it does, you know? By the end of the year, I'll be able to say I've read Moby Dick. And I'm excited to talk to my dad about it too. He's read this book many times, and I'm excited to talk about it with him and get his thoughts on it, and connect with him in that way too. We both read East of Eden with each other last year, and really enjoyed that process, talking to him about the book, and hopefully we can continue with this as well. So yeah, Moby Dick, the behemoth of American literature. I cannot wait to jump in. And I love that first chapter where he talks about like standing in front of funeral lines, or bringing up the rear of every funeral he sees, pausing before coffin warehouses and knocking people's hats off. That's what he needs when he knows he needs to get to see. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm thinking about doing like a whole video series on reading this book, kind of like I did with East of Eden, because I think there might be more in this book than I can kind of summarize in like quarterly reviews or review videos. I think I might have to do like an as I go read. So we'll see. Moby Dick, book number 1, hopefully late February, early March I'll be done. I am starting this book in 10 days. 10 days. This next book is going to be part of the buddy read thing that I have with my cousin, where we read all the books we've always wanted to read, and it is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I am massively underread, or not as familiar as I would like to be with Russian literature. So we figured that this is a good place to start. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out which translation of this book I wanted. And I really wanted the Macduff translation, but the only versions of the Macduff translation I could find were either like the cloth-bound classics from Penguin, which look beautiful, but in my opinion don't lend to a great reading experience. And there's also the black cover, or the black Penguin classics, like these ones, which I like. I like those good enough. I do find they kind of fall apart on me easy. But I was also looking at the Pevier and the Volokhonsky translation, because I know that's like probably the most famous translation, except for I guess the original, the Garnett. I think it's Constance Garnett translation. But I couldn't decide which one I wanted. I was going back and forth between the two forever, and I couldn't really tell. And then my cousin found his copy on the side of a stoop in Brooklyn, and it was the Pevier and Volokhonsky translation. So I was like, okay, you decided for me. And this version, the Everman Library version, was on sale, so I grabbed it. And I just want to show you this beautiful burgundy book cloth version of this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. So yeah, Crime and Punishment, my first Dostoevsky, and really my first serious bout into Russian literature. So I'm excited for that. This is probably going to take me from March into the summer, or early summer to midsummer. I don't think this is going to take me more than like 5-6 weeks to read. So this last one is going to be the longest and probably most serious book project or reading project. As you guys know, I read Infinite Jest this last year. I ended up loving it, and it has bolstered a type of confidence in myself as a reader that I don't know if I had before. Because I think I really got a lot out of Infinite Jest. And lately in general, I've been able to pick apart a lot in my reading, and my reading comprehension is better than I really expected, probably from reading all those papers that I have to read every day. It's probably improved. After kind of getting that kind of bolstered confidence in my reading ability, my cousin and I just decided, whatever, let's just read Gravity's Rainbow. So the end of summer is probably when I'm going to start Gravity's Rainbow, and we will end up getting through it this year. This is probably going to be the first book I actually like buy some secondary text on to read through as I go through it. I've read the first 40-ish pages of this book, and I mean, I thought it was amazing. I thought it was great. I did find it very difficult, and I've heard that the first section of this book is the easiest section, so we'll see how that goes. But what I'll say is, as you guys know, I finished Crying on Lot 49 a couple of weeks back, and it wasn't nearly as difficult as I was led to believe, maybe, and I really ended up loving it. So, I thought, whatever, we'll give it a try. We'll give this a try. We'll see how difficult it really is, and we'll get into it. I'm never really gonna know until I try it, right? So me and my cousin are gonna make our way through this thing, but we'll see. I love Crying a Lot 49, so I'm hoping this will also resonate with me, if I can make heads or tails of what's going on. But yeah, Gravity's Rainbow, the book, the one that everyone talks about being the serious reader book, which I think is silly, but I'm gonna give it a try. So those are the first 3 big planned projects that I have. I have 2 more. You guys know I have 2 projects going on where I want to read every novel Faulkner ever wrote and every novel that Toni Morrison ever wrote. So I have 2 right here. I'm not 100% sure these are the ones I'm going to choose, but the ones that are calling to me the most right now are Light in August, which I've never read. I know it's like the longest Faulkner, and Jazz by Toni Morrison. You guys have been hyping up Jazz to me in my comments, and I cannot, I am just me and my cousins say when we really want to read something, we look at it on our bookshelf and it's just calling to us. It's oh, read me, read me. We call that grinching for a book. So I've been grinching for this book since you guys have been commenting on my videos about how I have to read it. So this will probably be the Toni Morrison I end up reading this year. I know it's one of her more difficult ones, but I'm down for it. Whatever. I love Toni Morrison. I really love her writing, so I'm down for whatever she writes, whatever she puts out. And yeah, and Faulkner. What are you gonna do? Favorite author I have, and I somehow not gotten to Light in August yet. So I know that this is a lot of people's favorite Faulkner. So, or people consider it to be in the conversation of his masterpieces. So Absalom, Sound and Fury, As I Lay Dying, Light in August. And I think some people also talk about Go Down, Moses, which I don't have actually. That's it. That's the video. A shorter one for you guys today. I hope you all have a great holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope it's amazing. I know that the holidays can be really stressful for some people at times. So I hope, I hope you're able to find peace this season. I hope you're able to enjoy yourself, and hopefully you get some time off work or something. Or just some time to relax and maybe get some time to yourself, get some good books, or some time with some loved ones. I'm so looking forward to going home. I can't wait to be back in New York. It's snowing there right now, and it's 60 degrees out here. My friends and my family have been sending me pictures of the snow, so I'm really homesick. I'm ready to get back, really ready to get back and see my family and friends. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough for the support this last year. I will do a longer thank you and a longer reflection video eventually. I just want to let you guys know now that I really, really am thankful that I have been having an amazing time on this booktube journey I've been going on. Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. The next video will be after the New Year. The next video will be my top books of 2024. I'm going through Persuasion by Jane Austen right now, and I just finished Stoner by John Williams, which is beautiful, by the way. It's completely beautiful. I get why it has so much hype behind it. But my next video probably won't be until the first or second week of January. I really need some time to decompress from work. I need some time to myself. I need some time to spend with my family. I also need some time to reflect on all the books I've read and to really make sure I can put in order or choose all of my favorite books accurately. You know, I am just so thankful for this little community that I have somehow been blessed with. So, okay, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Have a good New Year, and I'm going to make some coffee. Peace.